Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and we're back with another Margarete Miller challenge. I believe this is week 23, let's have a look. It is week 23 and there's the prompts for you. There you go. So now, before I start, I want to sort out the hellos and talk about comments and that, because in the last video I was vastly underprepared because I was trying to do it in a hurry, couldn't remember anyone's name, but as I was unpacking from my craft room I came across my book again, so I was able to write down a few of the names. So thank you once again for all the comments. So hello, hi, virtual hugs and everything to Linda Roberts, Kaylin Francis, Linda Hyman, Southern Biscuits, Donna Brown and Kerry Anita. Hi guys, I'm still working on answering everyone's comments. I tend to do it every morning over a cup of coffee for about between half an hour and an hour every morning, or that's my aim anyway. So I don't think you lot appreciate how nice it is to know you're actually out there, and it's lovely that you comment, even if it's just one word. Thank you so much. And I do know some of you are sharing my videos as well, and thank you for that, because it all helps promote what I'm doing and sharing with other people, and I love you for that. Thank you very much. So, right, let's get on with this because I want to make sure that I get it done, and part of this one is going to take a little bit longer. So let me show you what I've pulled out. Something that represents time is the first one. So I have these rice paper pieces from Stamperia that I've actually cut out. Now, let's see which one is it. This was the full sheet. Now Stamperia doesn't really put names on things, so I don't know whether you just have to go by that code. I'm not sure how Stamperia packaging works. There's nothing else on here, but it's quite obvious what they are. So if you do like it, that's what I'm using, and as you can see, I just clipped them out. There you go. That's that one done. What's next? Something with a woody grain. This one sort of got me for a few seconds. So I've gone through the clippings and the boxes of scraps, so I found a bit of tree. If that's not woody grain, I don't know what is. I found that as well. This has got like wood grain in it as well. That's definitely got wood grain in the background. That looks like a bit of decking. And I found this piece of furniture in my clippings, and you never know, that might end up there. You know how I like to add random stuff within it. So that's that. Obviously everything I've pulled out doesn't necessarily go onto the page. It'll depend on what I fancy doing. The next one, what is it? An art scrap. Art scrap. This was the offcut of a bit of jelly plate printing I was doing. This was one of the things I was doing when I was actually making the video about doing painted backgrounds onto book pages, and I liked that one, so I kept it. And I was playing around with watercolour paints a couple of months ago, and I ended up having this scrap. So something, nothing, maybe everything will end up on the page, who knows. I've got a feeling this is going to start featuring this colour, because if you look at the clocks, it seems to already be saying it's going to go down that route. So, or route, sorry, not in America anymore, Kerry. There you go, that's that. What's next on the list? Something red. I had an abundance of red. I was quite surprised. So, let's start with this one first. So I have these washi stickers, and they're big page washi stickers, and I've got a mushroom, but I do think this probably is not going to be used when I found the rest of it. Had a page with poppies on, that was red. I had some of my digital trims, they've got reds in them and they've got reds on them, so they might come into play. Found that in my box, that's definitely red. That must have been from the same book, so that's there. Found a little red butterfly, another bit of that, and I found a Campari bottle which is red, and it sort of fits as well. So who knows what's going on to this page, I can tell you. Sorry, a bit of a frog in throat. I've just eaten lunch, and I think I should have actually had a drink after lunch, because I've just had Heinz baked beans on toast and it's sort of stuck in the back of my throat. So if I cough, that's what it's all about. Song lyrics or song title. Excuse me. I've got a Welsh hymn book that I found in a recent charity shop. find or thrift shop. So, and it has the words written out, but they're written out in English, not Welsh. Doesn't bother me, but the titles are actually in Welsh. So there you go. So that's going to be that. What else have I got to do? Photograph. In my clippings from magazines, I've got this picture. I'm not sure that it's going to focus. It might focus now. It's funny because I recognise this image and I recognise this person, but I couldn't tell you who they are. And as I'm terrible with names, this person has got no hope, but I'm sure I'll come across her name at some point when I'm going through stuff. I also found in a magazine, I found this, which is obviously like printed paint daubs of colours for a colour scheme, and I quite like that. It's sort of cool to me, so that might come into play. So those are what the prompts are going to be. Now, excuse me a minute. That's going to annoy me otherwise. Now, I'm going to put this in this corner again. Now, I had one comment from a follower that said on the television screen they watch it on, it cuts off that part of the page for her. I've gone back and checked a couple of my videos and it's always in shots. Sometimes you might lose just this little bit here, but I'm going to try and move it in just fractionally to see whether that actually helps or not. It could just be the device that the young lady's watching on. Sometimes electronic monitors will resize or reshape or reformat things. And that's about as technical as it gets from me. Right, we have the glue book. I've got Pritt sticks. I've got my smoother. A couple of pairs of scissors in cases, fussy cutting, and my tear ruler. Right, now I had an idea for the background of this. Now I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm kind of hoping it does. I thought it'll be interesting. So what I did is I took book pages, old book pages. These could be glue pages as well. And see here on my tear ruler, I've got this gap in it. I use that as a measure and I tore strips. Now, I went through a variety of book pages of different ages and colours and that, and then I tore some that way and I tore some this way. Okay, so that'll give you an idea of what I was doing. Let's just finish tearing this one off. I didn't want to, however, tear everything on screen because that would have been more than boring to watch. But I just wanted to create something different, and also I thought it's a good way for me to use up some old book pages, because goodness knows we always have enough book pages, don't we, us junk journalists? So, or collages, whichever you want, title you want to be. So anyway, so those, and as you can see, I made quite a bundle of them. So I'm going to just randomly take them off this pile and I'm going to collage the entire page with the exception of that there, because obviously I like to keep the prompts. And I'm just going to come in, I'm going to stick them down next to each other and see how they look. So I'm going to turn it this way. Let's pull up that Pritt stick. So this may take a little while to do, but I'm sure we've got things to talk about in the meantime. First of all, let's talk about the weather. It's very, 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 very weird here. It's very warm today, and yet we've got a large amount of water because it's actually raining outside. Also, and by the way, I'm going to glue these and then I'm going to go in and trim them afterwards. And it's hot and humid and it's raining and it feels like thunder weather to me. So I'm going to stick that by there. So I'm like, oh really? Are we going to be in for something nasty later on? I don't usually watch the weather report because, in my opinion, you open the curtains in the morning, you find out what the day looks like, and that's as far as I'm going to take it. I don't necessarily want to rely on what the weatherman says because, yes, they've become very, very, very accurate over the years. However, I just would rather have the surprise of knowing what the next day is going to hold when I wake up. Yeah, there's only one thing I really need to know about with the weather, and that's can I get the laundry done? Yeah, because we know I have a thing about laundry. I'm saying that I need to do laundry in the morning too. What else is happening here? We've just had a bank holiday weekend here. Now, A bank holiday, I never really know how to describe a bank holiday, but it's usually a long weekend with a public holiday on one of the days. So I think the bank holiday we've just been through was, what was it? The Monday was the bank holiday, that was it. So most places were off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The shops were still open. They'd be stupid not to after what they've just been through. But yeah, so that's the long weekend. But it was a very, very warm long weekend, and all the newspapers seem to be showing pictures of the beaches here being really crowded. So I'm like, oh no, please don't say we're going to break into another lockdown session because of that. And I'm getting tired of talking about it, let alone living through it. So I don't know, but I do find it slightly disturbing that it's as if everything's gone away. It's just, I don't know. I keep looking around going, people, it's not gone away. We've just relaxed our regulations about it. So anyway, I'm not going to harp on that because I think I'm a bit tired of talking about this whole bloody virus thing, and I'm sure you are too. So let's focus on something else. What's coming up? Let's see. Oh, the craft cave. I have released the first video of the rebuild I was doing for my craft cave. So if you don't know about that, I have a craft room that was basically a bedroom which I've spent some time and money now turning into my new craft cave. I shared the before and after and a bit of commentary as I was going along, as I was having it done. I mean, I had to have help from builders because, to be honest with you, I'm too old to be pulling and pushing walls and bricks and stuff like that. So, and why not? It gives someone else an income as well. So I did finish it all off. It's, as I said, the video has been done. The one thing I haven't done, however, was I haven't yet filmed the craft cave tour, or as I'm called, yeah, it is a craft room tour, craft cave tour, whatever you wish to call it. That hasn't been filmed yet because I'm in the latter stages of unpacking, and there is one part of the build that will involve me painting some storage boxes up, which is going to be another video for you guys to watch, a tutorial on how I'm doing these IKEA Mopey boxes. I think they're called Mopey or Moppy, I don't know how they're called. They're like raw wood drawers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them up. No, I'm lying to you completely. I'm going to stain the outsides of them, the carcass of them, and then the actual drawer fronts, I'm going to paint each single drawer front a different colour. And then after they're dry, some of them I'll actually put maybe napkin or tissue paper over the front to give it another visual texture. Then after that's been done, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to attach a selection of different drawer pulls or little doorknobs. And what I did is I went onto the internet, as we all do nowadays, and I actually ordered, I need 26 drawer handles. So I did some searching and got myself 26 different drawer handles. I think the majority of them are round, I can't remember, but they're everything from wood to metal to porcelain to ceramic to, I think there might be a glass one in there as well. So, and then what I'll do is I'll attach them to all the drawers, and then those will be a nice little set of storage drawers that will add a bit of character, a little bit of something to the room. So yeah, so I want to do those before I film the craft room tour, for the pure reason that why not? I want the room complete when you see it. I do know craft rooms are never complete, or never 100% complete anyway. By the way, in case I forget, these are going in that direction in a box, ready to be used on other collages or as tag backgrounds or journal card backgrounds. They're going to be used. Let's leave it at that. What else? So that needs to be done. I'm still hunting for a desk chair because I have found that I do get up and down out of my chair very often when I'm in this room, and it's basically like a country kitchen chair, so it doesn't swivel, it has no wheels, and I'm finding lately that all of the up and down, I'm like, really, this would be so much easier if I could just turn the chair around. So I've decided to hunt myself down an office chair that is on wheels. Not that I want to roll myself around the craft room, but I do want to actually have something where I can push back from the desk without having to shunt along on the carpet or stuff like that. So there you go. So that's where I'm at with the craft cave. I'm very excited about that. So really, really looking forward to that. Having it completely finished. Is that just big enough? That's not big enough. To have it all done and dusted. Get off, my fingers are already sticky. What else is going on? I'm just about to start the prep for the next TV show, and I've sort of had an idea. I mean, feel free to comment, obviously. I'm thinking, because part of the process when I get commissioned to do the TV stuff, because I'm a freelance demonstrator, they will send me the projects. I have to come up with ideas for maybe 3, sometimes 4 demonstrations to do live at the TV studio when we're filming. Well, not when we're filming, we're actually live. And I was thinking maybe I should start thinking about having the video camera on while I'm prepping for it, because it's something I do all the time. Well, I do it at least once a month, and it's a case of it's part of the process, and maybe people will find it interesting. So I'm very much considering doing that. Have I cut the front off that? I can get that in there. So I'm considering filming that. I'm not sure whether it'll ever see the light of day, because if I could just keep turning the camera on and capturing bits, I then will need to watch it back and then find out whether it's actually interesting or not, or whether it's coherent, or whether it's me just being a gibbering mess because I can't make up my mind or things aren't going my way. But I thought it might be something I'll do. It's something I've not seen anyone else doing. And I think long term it will just depend on how much work it actually entails to do the video, because when I'm prepping for a show, there's a definite deadline involved. So I have to make sure things are done to a certain time scale, and I can't be held up because I've got to work out camera angles, or I've got to try and get lighting sorted. So as I said, I'll give it a go and see what happens about it. I think it would be an interesting watch, but we'll see. We will just see. Right, so I'm storming along with this, and I'm gossiping far too much. I did warn you this bit was probably going to be a little tiresome and a little slow, but there you go. What else is happening in the world? Not really sure, to be honest. It just, as I said, everyone seems to be acting as if things are back to normal now, which I'm hoping they are, but I'm being very cautious about it. I have had my second vaccination now, so I'm as covered as I can be covered. I know there's no guarantees in life, but at least I've got one more layer of protection, should we call it. Well, not should we call it, it is called protection. So stick that a little bit down there, I think. I don't mind if it goes one direction while the others are going the others. That's fine with me. It's my collage, and I'll do what I like. It is interesting, actually, to hear how many of you are actually having a go at collage. It's brilliant. I mean, I can't remember who I was commenting to. Maybe it was someone called Karen. Why do I think it was someone called Karen? It might have been anyway. Well, I was telling her in the comment that I answered that for me, I'm finding that doing collage work actually helps me balance myself. I know that sounds a bit new world, out of body sort of thing, but I have a reasonably hectic, disjointed life. I think it's probably the best way I can describe the way I live. Because although I now have a part-time job 2 nights a week, which gives me certain structure because I work freelance or I work designing, or basically I wait for an email to come in and then I work on whatever the email requests. If it's viable enough to do it, I can do it within a time frame, things like that. So, but I'm constantly feeling a little bit like a hamster on a treadmill, because usually when commissions come through the inbox, they're quite short deadlined. So it's a case of, right, you have to think up something that can be done within a certain time, usually with supplies I already have in the house, because like but the next TV show is 10 days away, I believe. I think it's 10 days away. So within the 10 days, I've got to pull all the products out. I've got to work out what I want to do. I've got to get some sort of coherent design down. I've got to write up the demonstration plans for the TV station. I've got to do a bit of a test run to make sure I can do everything that I plan to do within the time, because it's live TV. I can tell you, if it goes wrong in TV, it goes wrong on TV, and you wear it. I tell you, I just laugh about it, because nowadays if it goes wrong, I'm like, okay guys, that didn't go to plan, what's next? I am a bit of a perfectionist, and I don't like things to go wrong, but I've learnt over time there are only certain things you can control, and I can tell you, live TV is one of the things you cannot control. It'll go as it goes, and it's all the way down from technical problems all the way through to everything. Like, what was the one that happened one time? I can't remember. Oh, it was my glue gun. My glue gun decided not to work right in the middle of a television show. So I'm like, basically just trying to wing it, going, okay guys, if you were to glue this to this bit, and I mean, if there's one thing demonstrating has taught me over the years, and teaching for that matter, is don't ever try to hide or lie to the people watching you that it's all going to plan. If it's not going to plan, own it. The people watching are certainly not stupid. They're going to know exactly what's going on, and they're not there to help you fail. They're there to help you succeed. So they're on your side. If things are going wrong, believe me, they're going to be there wanting to support you. So, or support me, whatever you wish to call it. So I've learned that a long time ago, and I just own up to anything that's going wrong, and things are out of control. I mean, good grief, glue gun doesn't work, or your art glitter glue gets stuck, or you find a pair of scissors that won't cut something, or just stuff happens. So I'm coming to the end of putting this on, which I like the effect. I didn't realise it was going to take so long to do, but hopefully that means that the rest of the video will speed up a bit when I get going, because a lot of the rest of it is literally just going to be stuck over this surface. Let's put one of these in. I don't know why I'm trying to choose pieces, they're just random anyway. I think I'm looking for things like bits of images that I don't want in the final thing. Or I'm trying to avoid things like printed lines on pages, because a printed line in collage, well, printed line in most things actually, sort of either accentuates that thing or it creates a visual barrier. So if you're looking at a page from left to right and there's a line on the page, your vision will stop or stumble where that line is. It may continue on its little journey afterwards, but it has a little hiccup in the middle, should we imagine. Right, let me put this sticky as heck glue page to one side. Put the glue stick over there, get myself back to order. Now all of these pieces will go into my scrap box, so there will be scraps. Let's move them off the table, because otherwise they're going to get in my way. Fingers are all sticky, guys. Okay, and I forgot the wet wipes. Isn't it? Oh, I haven't unpacked the wet wipes. That's what it is. Not that I've forgotten them. They're still to be unpacked. Right. So I kind of like that. That's an interesting way to just give it a creative background. So I'm going to turn the page over Hopefully I haven't stuck things down. Oh, everyone loved the badass fairy. Thank you for that. She made me smile, and apparently she made you smile as well. So I'm just going to trim the backs of these off. Yeah, everyone loved the badass fairy, so thank you. I was trying not to offend anyone, but you know when you've got an idea and it just worked? So I was very happy with that. And apparently you all liked the fact that I added the gold to this as well, and black. So again, that was one of those moments. It's funny, I was explaining in one of my comments that I go into the collage not knowing really what I'm going to do. I mean, sometimes I have a plan, like there was one in here where part of the theme was something that's found in a doctor's office, and I decided to go with an entire doctor's office as the theme. But I don't always have a sound solid plan, so sometimes I just have to hum and ha and procrastinate, as we've heard I do. Let's take that a little bit off there. That's good enough. You've heard I procrastinate and then I dither around and then I eventually come up with something. And it's funny because the answer is usually washy or the answer is black. It's a weird scenario. Right, now, I said I was going to bring this in a little bit for that lady. So I just hope I can remember that all that videos in the future. Please forgive me if I do not. So, right, that's her background. I don't want to distress the edges. That's not where I'm going with this one. What do we want to do first? What is the first problem? Something that represents time. Well, we already know these are going on here. It's just a case of where I always start there, so I'm going to put something there for a change. Because that's got a clock in it as well, which is fine. I'm going to hang on to this one because that may present itself at the place as to where it wants to go when it's time for it to go on there. So I'm definitely going to put the clock up in that corner. Now I'm using a glue stick on this. It's rice paper. Rice paper's quite structurally sound, so I know that I can put glue stick onto this and I'm not going to destroy it. Just smooth that down. I mean, if this was in my collage art book, I could even have used a wet medium like collage medium or mixed medium or Mod Podge or something, but I didn't. I just think it might be a little bit too wet for these book pages, because although this planner was created for collage, I can't guarantee it will be something sound to have collage on, wet medium on. Right, let's see what's the next one. Something woody or wood grain. Right, let's pull this little selection in. I really do quite like that. But I'm unsure about that. I'm leaning towards the furniture thing, because we know I lean towards furniture. Not liking the decking, that can go in the parking lot. The little herbs and spices, maybe. Fruit, maybe. That's a little bit, that doesn't work for me in this one. I was going to use this. I'm wondering whether. I'm a little aware this looks a bit like a hangman's, is it called a jig? Something like that. So, but I think we might use that. It's a pity I've got that in the middle, because I'd like to have cut that out. Can I cut it out without destroying it? Okay, we're going to go rogue here. So the way I cut stuff out is, first of all, I give it a snip in the middle, and then I'll cut towards the corners. Now this is actually magazine, so you do have to be aware that magazine tears quite easily, as my glue finger just found out. However, if it's a good clean tear, I can always stick them back together again. So let me just come along here. I just think after doing all of that background work, it seems stupid not to actually cut the window out of this. It's not going to be perfect, but you know what? It's going to be. Oh, this stuff stuck to me. I so need a wet wipe. Someone send me a wet wipe. That's not the most perfect cut in the world. How bad does that one cut look? Not that bad. I can live with that. I mean, who knows what else is going to go on that page anyway. Right, I think I'm going to glue that down. If I can glue this without tearing it. I'm probably going to need to trim the edge of it as well, so just have to be aware of that. Oh, I am making a pig's ear of this one, I can tell you. So let's try and do that. Yeah. Let's put that down there. There you go, that little tear there is never going to be seen. Ooh, that's going to be seen though. I don't know how I'm going to get under there. I'm just going to glue this here because I know that the glue stick will actually dry, so I know that if it's on the book page it's not going to cause me a problem anyway, and any little tears are just going to heal themselves over anyway. Right, so that's taking care of the wood grain, although I'm going to leave a few things out because I am liking the colour of that. So I'm going to put that there. The rest of these I think will go into the parking lot. And for those of you who haven't seen one of my videos before, a parking lot is just an area of my desk where I can just put things that were in consideration for the collage but are not in consideration for the collage anymore. But if they catch my eye or I find a use for them, I'll pull them back in again. Hence the parking lot. There you go. Fingers, I can't get this glue off. So, right, that's there. So what's the next prompt? Anyway, an art scrap. Now, right, I'm liking the thought of this. This isn't an art scrap from me, but I do think I want to use it. So I'm going to just tear this in half because I want it in two different places on here. I want a clean book page, because we're not going to go down that route again of tearing magazine. Hopefully I'm in shot. Forgive me if I am not. I'm just going to pop that along there. And I don't know why I do what I do. I've very often been quoted as saying that I collage by gut, and it's not the greatest of images, I know. But I do tend to go by my gut feeling. If it looks right, it'll go on. If it doesn't look right, then it's not going on. So let's put that halfway down the side there. Right. I do like this, but it's way too white, so that's parking lot. And I think the same argument can be said for that, which brings me on to this, which I liked anyway. And I'm actually quite liking it right by there, so don't procrastinate, get it on the page. So there you go. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, something that is slightly not annoying me, because I understand the situation on the planet obviously, is I really would like the governments to start allowing plans for travel. Like there's a couple of big cake shows and a big craft show I need to do next year in America. Now, because I'm British, I need an ESTA, which is a travel waiver visa thingy to do it. Well, currently, or for over a year now, the American government has not been allowing people to renew their ESTAs or apply for new ones. And without one, I can't get my flight booked because there's no security I will get the ESTA. So, and I don't want to book a flight and spend a fair chunk of money getting it only to then not be able to go on the flight, or maybe the airspace won't be open. So tricky times. So I'm having to consider that, and it's annoying me slightly because the longer I wait, the more the price goes up. Okay, something red. Right, I think obviously the poppy on that page is not going to work. I do like these, but it's the wrong colour red, which leaves me with the bottle, which is a possibility. This big old square, which is definitely a possibility. It's a bit big for this page though, isn't it? There's a smaller one, which could come in, and then there's this, and that's got red on there but not on there, so I could easily just cut that down a bit. And we've got the red butterfly. We've already got one butterfly, so I'm going to put this in sort of the semi-parking lot by there. I want to decide on one of these three. I think I need to tear that down because I don't want the other half of it. I just want that part of it. And it's a little shiny. I quite liked the idea of this bottle though. The only place to put it is right over the prompts, and I don't want to do that. I suppose it could go there. The thing is, it doesn't have to make sense to anyone except me. And even I don't need to know that it makes sense. You know what, we're putting that one down. So, again, just a piece that I harvested from a magazine. As you know, my friends save magazines for me, and I then go through them and clip out whatever I feel will be useful in the future. Sometimes it's text, sometimes it's not text, sometimes it's images, sometimes it's, well, it's always images, that's a stupid thing to say, Griffiths, but sometimes it's a picture of something, and other times it's actually just a swatch of colour from a magazine or something. Right, I'm liking that there. I do feel I want to now put this in so that it overlays it slightly. Right there, that's where that's going to go. What was the last one? I can't remember which one it was. Which was the Badass Fairy? I think that was 22. Okay, number 22 in this challenge seems to have caused a lot of problems for a lot of other people doing this collage. And I struggled as well. And I don't know why I struggled. I just did. Somebody's calling me to put that somewhere. I think it needs to go up there. And I don't know what it was about that page. I don't know what it was about those prompts, but more than one of us struggled. I mean, as you know, I'm a great follower of Gail Augustinelli, and she struggled, and apparently a few others did as well. I'm like, so this one will go in the parking lot. Now, I think this is also now ruled out the piece of furniture because we're running out of space. And I'm not going to use the large mushroom either. Right. Lyrics need to go on here somewhere. Right, first of all, I just need to tear these down. For anyone who doesn't know what this tear ruler is, it's a tear ruler that comes in a set of 3 from a company called We Are Memory Keepers. That's, oh, there you go. We Are, and it says Memory Keepers, but if you put in We Are Tear Guide, that will bring them up. They're only sold in a set of 3 from this company, I believe. I love mine. Lots of us use them. So just know that they're very, very handy, and I wouldn't be without mine. I've seen a metal version somewhere, but I don't know who makes that one. It was it Rachel? Maybe it was Rachel at Roxy Creations was using a metal one a while back, but I don't know where it's from. I'm not going to use bits of this, so let's take this down a little further. There. There. Now, I'm not going to distress around the edges because I want them to stand out a little bit for their whiteness. I know it sounds a little bit odd because we always reach for vintage photo for a lot of things, but I'm thinking I want to actually let the colour of the paper help them stand out. So yeah, those tear rulers are really, really useful. There is something out by Tim Holtz, which is a decal-edged trimmer. I've seen a few people using it, and watching them, I've never used it myself, so I'm probably wrong to be judging it at this point. It seems to be a little limiting. Because when it first came out, I thought, "Ooh, I need to get one of those. That'll be really, really handy." Never ended up buying one. I don't know what put me off. I think it's possibly because they're not very big. I would imagine they look about 8.5, 9 inches, so you can only cut that way. Whereas the ruler I can use for anything I want. So I don't know. That's possibly bad reasoning, and it's probably wrong of me to judge something I've actually not used. However, it's just not working for me. It doesn't appeal to me. And I know a few people who have them, and they don't seem to be using them anywhere near as much as I thought they would be. Yes, I am going to put it up there. Right, we nearly broke into procrastination then, guys. Okay, right, I have the photograph to go on, and I have the butterfly to go on, because I've decided I'm going to put the butterfly on. So, photograph, possibly there, or possibly there. And then where would the butterfly go? I've got a butterfly down there, but then there's nothing really red on this page. Maybe I need something else in there. Right, I like her sort of there. So I've got a clean page. No, I haven't got a clean page. Let's pop that over there. Pop you in there. I'm trying to work out whether it's straight or not. As you know, I look through the iPad as I'm crafting, which is a little tricky at sometimes. Right, now this is a sticker, and I'm notoriously bad at stickers. Oh, okay, I got that one. Right, I wouldn't normally think plastic stickers need Pritt stick, but guess what? I'm putting it on there anyway. Yeah, it has to be there. I do need something there though. Right, let me just go through and make sure I've got all the prompts on here. Something that represents time, definitely. Something woody, definitely. Art scrap. What was my art scrap? Oh, there. Something red, definitely got red on this page. Something lyrics. A photograph is a bonus. Right, okay. I just feel, as normally with the things I do, this needs a little something, and I'm looking towards postage stamps, I think. And I think if I find postage stamps that maybe pull a little more red or a little more of the teal colour in. So let's reach over. Wow, that's a novelty. I can reach from my desk to the stamp album. Right, mushrooms never featured in this one. That's quite a nice stamp there. Let's take you out of there because you're kind of the right colouring for the teal anyway. Let's see, there's a red rose there. Is that a bit white, do you think? No, actually that might work next to there. And I'm going to grab one more because we know I like things in threes. Oh, how many butterflies? I've got 1, 2, so I could actually pull a butterfly in that's red. There's a red one there. I think it's going to have to be possibly that one. Yes, let's put, well actually what about this one that's on a red background? Oh, I can't pick you up. There you go. That's something I tell you what other this virus has done for me too is with all the hand sanitizers we use, my hands are constantly drying out. However, I use moisturizer continually on my hands, so I'm like, really, could we just not do that? I think that will work. That was a quick decision, Griffiths. So yes, I'm a bit tired of my hands always drying out on me, and the side effect of that is I sometimes find it really difficult to pick things up because things just slide out of my hands, especially paper, funnily enough, especially paper. Right, I think you just need to go on there. And then I think we're possibly finished. I have no idea how long this video has taken. There you go. That's a trick I like to do, by the way. If I stick an element over other elements, it means that the element is no longer floating in the surface, floating on the page. It actually then becomes a group, and I like doing that with stuff like this. Yeah, I do want that there. So let's pull that one in. I can go about there, actually. I love using postage stamps. I think postage stamps and washies are my main go-to when it comes to doing collage. Okay, quite clean, and I'm liking that for once. It's because some of the previous ones have been quite busy. I'm liking I would dare say the emptiness of that. I quite like that. So how long did that take? 46 minutes. Well, not bad. I mean, I usually allocate an hour maximum, but we spend a long time on the background. So hope you enjoyed that. This is week 23. I'll get it posted. I'm going to do some more filming today as well. So I'm going to do a couple of product review type things and maybe start work on a couple of craft projects as well. Now I've got the space, I can actually spread out and do it. Yay! Right, we're on week 23 next. Right, let's put my card in there to remind me of week 23. There you go. So all this needs to be said is those are my social media links. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all your comments, shares, likes, everything. It's fabulous to have you on my journey. If you'd like to find me anywhere else, that's where you can find me. For those who actually have been visiting my Etsy shop, I know I haven't posted a new product for a couple of months. That will change by the end of July. There's several on the go. I just haven't had the time to complete them. So this is me signing off. That's Ceri the Crafter, C-E-R-I, and it's goodbye for now. Bye.